Malik Nabers is a superstar in the making who is ready to come in and be a fan favorite player for a new team. He stood 6 foot 200 pounds at his pro day, and he also ran a 4.3 540 and had a 42-inch vertical. Much like star receiver DJ Moore, who stood 6 foot 210 pounds, ran a 4.4 240, jumped a 39-inch vertical, and ran a 4-second 20-yard shuttle. So the measurables suggest they're similar athletes. But he and Moore are similar not just in the athletic testing, they also win on the field in the same way. I will break down some of their film in a moment and show you why Nabers should secure a top 8 pick in the NFL draft. But I want to highlight 2 stats to compare the stars and also show just how elite DJ Moore is and why the comparison is a huge compliment to Nabers. Moore, I feel, is slept on by NFL fans, but he is one of the best currently in the NFL, and PFF, although not perfect in their grades, do agree with me. They have DJ Moore with the 9th best receiving grade in all of the NFL at 89.6, while Nabers is first out of 371 players with a 93.1, which, by the way, is 3.5 points higher than expected top receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. Now, another stat that highlights the talent of Moore and Nabers is their yards per route run. This is one of my favorite stats to look at for a receiver because it doesn't matter if you're in a pass-heavy offense or not. It simply shows how many yards you actually gain every time you run a route on a passing play. Not a perfect stat. If you have a bad quarterback that cannot get you the ball when you are open, then it will affect the stat. But the players with the highest numbers generally are the best in the league. So Moore is 14th in the league at 2.31 yards per route run, while Nabers is 3rd in college football at 3.64. Okay, so we can hopefully agree now that these guys are probably really good receivers. But what makes them so special and so similar? Well, it definitely starts with their blazing speed. Moore ran a 4.4 240 and Nabers had the crazy 4.3 540 at his pro day. The speed shows up in both guys' tape as they constantly dust defenders for deep shots downfield. Okay, quickly back to the stats to show just what a vertical threat they are. They both have very deep average depth of target numbers, meaning their quarterbacks like to hit them downfield because these guys were able to get open downfield. Moore had an average depth of target at 11.9 yards and Nabers at 12.2 yards. Man, speed kills, and it also kills in crossing routes, just running away from defenders across field, which is a heavily utilized route by NFL teams. Now, these two receivers are not just fast from 20 to 50 yards like some guys, but they are extremely quick in and out of breaks, off the line, and with the ball in their hands. Which brings me to my next point, that these guys, thanks to speed and quickness, are so great at creating yards after catch. Both guys can easily add 5 or 10 yards to a catch, or even bring it all the way home for a touchdown. Now, a special ability that helps these guys in their yards after catch, besides the speed, is their ability to make people miss. Of all wide receivers, DJ Moore was 11th in the NFL with 16 forced missed tackles, while Nabers was 4th in college football with 30. Now, it is much easier to make guys miss in college than in the league, but the point is both guys were at the top. Another huge skill that these guys definitely share is their route running. I think Moore is honestly an underrated route runner by most. Here you can see Nabers shows off his route running with a simple deep curl, but he does so with high level intelligence and skill. First, he explodes off the line to get on the DB's toes a little bit. Then, as he closes distance, he starts to fade to the outside while still keeping full speed and the appearance of a go route to the outside. But as soon as Nabers enters the DB's blind spot and he had the DB fully turned to run and guard the downfield shot, that's when Nabers slams on the brakes hard for a curl. Now, a misunderstanding with him and his quarterback led to the ball being thrown behind out of reach, but that was a fantastic route. Another example is with his stop and go, where he comes off the line with a bit of a slower tempo, then breaks down to sell a lie to the DB that he is going to snap off his route inside or outside, but instead after 2 steps and getting the DB to bite, he explodes with his great speed to toast the defender deep. Again, here you can see the same technique and the same speed to separate at the end. Those are the strongest skill sets these two men have in their game, and they share them. However, there are some more things that Nabers excels at. For example, he is likely going to be an off-the-ball vertical threat for a team, but when asked to step up and face press, he can defeat it with great footwork and the acceleration to capitalize on whatever little space he creates. He is also genuinely very strong for a speedy receiver. You can see him at times create separation with physicality or even yards after the catch. Nabers also has a really good skill of tracking the ball downfield, whether it be a ball he needs to run underneath, a high point catch, or a back shoulder throw. He does well to judge the ball in the air. Now, he does struggle with contested catches where there is physicality at the catch point, but I think he separates at such a high level that this is not going to be an issue for him. And he can make some tough catches. According to PFF, he was 53.8% on contested catch attempts, which is good, but I just don't think it's something teams should expect a lot out of him. So overall, Malik Nabers is destined, in my opinion, to become a dominant #1 receiver in the NFL that will produce major numbers if he can just land with a good quarterback. He is an extremely lethal vertical threat with great route running, agility, and yards after the catch, much like current star DJ Moore. I'm not sure what team will end up with Malik Nabers, but I am sure of one thing. Fans are going to absolutely love this guy because he is guaranteed to make defenses pay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then please leave a like and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. I am so close to 1,000 subscribers. At that point, I can start earning a little cash from these videos, and with my first baby on its way this August, I can say a little cash will go a long ways. I appreciate all you who watch, and I would love to hear more from you in the comments. If there are any players you'd like me to scout for a video, let me know. Also comment if you thought there was a better comparison for Malik Nabers. I'd love to hear it. Well, friends, it has been fun, and I will see you again soon.